Tu nie, bo w monitor wchodzisz, nie wolno tu. Tam trzeba było wziąć. Tu nic nie będziecie widziały.
This is the way we used to dance 400 years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can guess, we'd like to introduce our service of William Shakespeare. His life and famous plays. I'm sure he has loved Shakespeare. But how much do you really know about the real Shakespeare?
Witka,
I hope you enjoy watching it.
As you know, William Shakespeare was an English playwright. He was born in Stratford-upon-Avon in April 1564.
Why is it called Stratford-upon-Avon?
Because it's on the River Avon. Have you heard about this town? Does anyone of you know anything about Stratford?
Yes, I know something.
So go ahead and tell us about it.
Well, life in Stratford was different 400 years ago, although some of the original buildings are still standing. It was the time of Queen Elizabeth I. It was called the Golden Age of England because there was a long period of peace and stability, and during this time England were rich and powerful.
How did England become rich and powerful?
England had been a strong trading nation for a long time. The period of stability in Elizabeth region made it possible for merchants to become richer by buying and selling products all over the world.
Oh yes, I know. Market towns became bigger and more important. Lots of people moved from the countryside into the towns. The towns became crowded. The streets were noisy, smelly, and overcrowded. Animals like pigs and cows walked in the streets. The streets were narrow and people lived close together. The towns were very unhealthy and very dangerous places to live. There were many diseases. The houses were made of wood, so they caught fire easily.
Hey, you know quite a lot about Shakespeare's time.
Oh yes! Traveling actors visited the town and performed air plays in the open air. Dog fighting and cock fighting were popular forms of entertainment. There were also lots of festivals and seasonal fairs.
It's true that Market Day at Newton Stratford was very important. It was colorful, noisy and fun. All the merchants called the town's people to come and see their products. The markets are important because there are streets in Stratford nowadays. They are named after the products that were sold there. For example, Sheep Street.
What about Shakespeare's early life? Do you know anything?
Shakespeare's father was a glovemaker, and his mother, Mary Arden, was the daughter of a rich farmer. Shakespeare was one of their 8 children, and that's how house was in Shakespeare's time.
What about the school in Shakespeare's time?
In Shakespeare's time, only boys went to school. The school day usually started at 7 in the morning, but in the summer it started at 6 o'clock. The boys had to speak Latin, and they were punished if they spoke English. They had exams every Friday. The boys studied maths, Greek, and handwriting. They didn't have pencils, but made their own pens out of feathers. Football wasn't allowed. They had a game stallball. It was a bit like cricket.
What about his marriage? Shakespeare married Anne halfway in November 1582. Anne was the daughter of a rich farmer. Shakespeare was only 18 when he married Anne, and she was 26. They had 3 children, a daughter Susanna, and twins, Judith and Hamlet. Hamlet was 11 when he died of the plague.
Shakespeare didn't live in Stratford all his life. He left Stratford and his family in about 1587 and went to London to start his acting career.
London was very different in Shakespeare's time. The river was crowded with boats, transporting people and goods, and the air was thick with chimney smoke.
Shakespeare came to London looking for work as an actor. He joined an acting company called the Lord Chamberlain's Company. They were very successful and performed for Queen Elizabeth. Shakespeare wrote most of the plays they performed.
The Globe was built in 1599 for the Lord Chamberlain's Company. However, what we see today is not the original globe, but an exact reconstruction. The original globe burned down in 1630 when a cannon in a performance of Henry VIII set fire to the Roman Gallery. The globe of today was built between 1987 and 1997. Everything about it, the design, materials and the location, are almost exactly the same as the original.
There were different kinds of people in the audience in the 17th century. Standing at the front were the groundlings, the general public who only paid a penny to watch the shows. Rich people paid to sit in galleries, they sat on cushions.
But in Shakespeare's time, women were not allowed on stage. Young boys played women's role and they were dressed.
Shakespeare wrote 38 plays, histories, tragedies and comedies. His stories and characters are known all around the world. Shakespeare's comedies are happy endings. His tragedies tell the stories of important people whose behavior and action destroy the lives and the lives of others. The history plays about past kings and queens of England.
Most of Shakespeare's plays were based on English, Roman and Greek history, on legends and myths, and on earlier plays and stories.
Does it mean he copied from other people?
Well, not really. He took those stories and wrote plays about them in a way that had never been done before, getting inside his characters, making them real, and using new language and dramatic technique. Romeo and Juliet is the most famous Shakespeare's play. Have you heard it?
Yes, it's about two teenagers who fall in love, but their parents don't approve. They would rather die than live without each other. The story doesn't have a happy ending. Romeo and Juliet has been brought to life on stage, on television and in films.
What about Shakespeare's later life?
Well, Shakespeare spent last years of his life in Stratford, in a big, impressive house with courtyard at the front, barn, spacious gardens and orchards at the back. He was very rich that time as he was making lots of money from his place in London. Shakespeare bought the new place in 1597. It was the second largest house in Stratford, but his wife, Anne Hathaway, lived in the new place and Shakespeare visited her.
He moved back to Stratford in 1611, but he continued to work in London and spent most of his time there. He wrote his last play, Henry VIII, in 1639. He died 3 years later, at the age of 52.
Shakespeare was buried in Holy Trinity Church in 1616. There is a curse on his grave. It says that when the grave was full, people dug out the corpses and buried them, so someone else carried their place. Shakespeare hated this idea and wrote a curse against anyone who tried to move his bones or gravestone. Blessed be the man that spared these stones, and cursed be the man that moves my bones.
These plays have been translated into over 80 languages. They are performed all over the world and also performed in modern costume, because these themes are still relevant today. Shakespeare's stories are universal. They have been made into film and musical, such as West Side Story, which is modern-day Romeo and Juliet.
There are some people who question the real Shakespeare, that they think that Shakespeare wasn't really responsible for writing any of the plays.
But that's another story.
took her a room for the night. Now, that guests have all departed. However, she can't sleep because she keeps speaking about the handsome young Romeo. She is distressed that the one she lost should belong to the family. It is her family's enemy. She soon wondered how fond of her body. She doesn't realize that Romeo and his friends have come back to her home and are below her in the garden.
Come, shall we go? It is too cold here for me.
Come now, Romeo, or we shall go without you. It's foolish to be here.
It is the east, and the Juliet is the sun. Arise, our sun, and kill the ambitious moon. Oh, it is my lady, oh, it's my love. She speaks the fairest stars in all we have. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I wear love upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Oh, me?
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, why art thou called Romeo? Deny your father and refuse your name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I will no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
Your name is my enemy. Oh, be some other name. That which we call a rose, by any other name, would it smell as sweet? Oh, Romeo, why art thou called Romeo?
I take thee at the war, call me but love, and I will be new baptized. Henceforth, I'll never be Romeo.
Art thou not Romeo and amongst you?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How did you get here? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place dead, if any of my kinsmen find you here.
With light, slow wing did I climb these walls, for some limbs cannot hold love out. The kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see you, they will murder you.
How lucky, their lives more pure than 20 other souls. Look, but sweet, and unproof against their hostility.
I will not for the world they find you here.
I have a nice cloak to hide me from their eyes.
Thou still love me? If you will say aye, I will take your word.
Lady, by blessing I vow.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, and I believe you.
By my heart's true love.
Good night, a sweet repose and rest.
Juliet!
I hear some noise within, till love at the end. And now, good nurse, sweet Montague, be true, stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night, is all this a dream?
These words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If your love is honorable and your proposed marriage, send me word tomorrow, where and when thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at your foot I lay, and I follow you, my lord, throughout the world, 1,000 times good night.
Juliet, come in. It's cold outside.
As Juliet goes for answers her nurse's call, Romeo waits for her patiently. When she returns, they plan what will transpire the next day.
It is agreed that Juliet will send a messenger to Romeo at 9 o'clock the next morning to find out what arrangement is made for the wedding.
Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till tomorrow.
Sleep well, my sweetheart.